This is an old L network that I had, and I just found a old plastic box, put the L network in it, drilled a few holes, one for the coax, another one for a ground wire, and then I ran the a lead for the antenna to a banana jack on the side of the box. So the idea is to simply pick this up and walk outside and connect my 160 inverted L, the ground wire, and coax to the L network, and I'll be able to tune the 160 inverted L on any band that I want. In this particular case, I want to do it on 80 meters. So I've just put this together, and here we go outside. Okay, I threw together this tuner this morning. This is an old L network tuner that covers 80 through 10 meters. I have put it in a plastic box. I've run a short pigtail of cable into it, and I've connected it to my 165-foot end-fed wire, essentially the 160 inverted L. It goes up almost 50 feet, and then it goes horizontal for the rest of the 165 or 167 feet. So it's essentially going to be a half-wave horizontal on 80 meters. This is quick and easy to get me on 80 meters. I intend to put up my 80 meter half square, but for the time being, this should get me on so I can make a few contacts on 80. And it'll also give me an antenna that I can compare the half square to when I get it up. Or a quarter wave vertical. I've got plans for one of those also for 80 meters. So this is just the old L network. Now I've got the MFJ set up in here right now, and this is what the tuning the capacitor does. I can just null the SWR right out on any frequency that I want. I've got an alligator clip jumper shorting out this much of the coil, so I'm only using maybe 2 inches of the coil, 2.5 inches of the coil, and I've got an old variable here. If I go up to the 3800 for sideband, I'm going to move the tap probably 1 or 2 turns to the right, and then I can dip the SWR to 1-to-1 right there also. Now the bandwidth that I'm getting off of this thing, and we'll just tune, all right, I got a 2-to-1 at 4668. Oops. Okay, that thing just timed out on me. All right, let's go back here. We've got a 2-to-1 roughly at 3470, and it dips to nothing, or 1-to-1 at 3569, and then I'm up to 3660. That's my 2-to-1 bandwidth. At least it is out here with just a short pigtail connected to the tuner. Now I'm going to hook up my my coax that goes to the house, and we'll go inside and we'll see what it looks like. See what it looks like inside. Okay, I'm now at the radio, set for 3550, and let's see what it says our SWR is. Well, the meter on the K3 says it's a 1-to-1, so that agrees with the outside meter where I set the frequency. So let's look at a real meter. I got 60 watts of forward power. And I've got like 2 watts or less of reflected power. So we are really we're near the bottom of the band. And I don't think anybody's on the band during the day like this. So let's see what it looks like. Well, I get 6 watts reflected power. So I have a 2-to-1 SWR. Well, let's make sure it's 60 forward. Okay, so I got roughly 60 watts forward. And 6 watts reflected. That's a 2-to-1 SWR. Or so close it's not worth discussing. So we got 2-to-1 points. And I guess I need to do a sweep in here and find out where the actual minimum is. It's probably a little different than what I tuned it outside, but we'll check on that next. Okay, looks like the minimum SWR point is at 3597. So we'll look at the reflected power at 3597, and the meter barely wiggles. Okay, so this position of the coil and capacitor, I'm set for 80 meter CW. I'll go out and do a quick reset for the DX window up around just below 3800, and I should be able to make the quick switch from one to the other. Normally I just set it up for a DX contest on CW, and then for the next contest, if it's sideband, I just go ahead and set it for the sideband position. Okay, back outside. This is the CW setting. It's good for the entire CW band. It looks like I'm set with the capacitor on about 17 or so. Not real critical. And the coil is tapped. Let's see where the tap is on the coil. Starting at the end, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Tap number 14. Tap number 14 is great for CW. Now we're going to redo it and see where we need to have that tap on single sideband. Okay, rechecking the dip. It's 3582. So that's pretty close to what I came up with inside. Now we're going to retune it for single sideband. So I'm going to run the thing up to 37. Well, we'll shoot for around 3790. Somewhere in that neighborhood. So let's see. I'm going to move the coil to number 13. Okay, by just moving the coil a couple of turns, I've got a 1.5. So that's not quite good enough. I mean, it's good enough, but we're sitting here with a tuner, and all I got to do is move the alligator clip and adjust the capacitor. Went too far. Okay, that's a good turn. And that's a good one. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. I'll leave it on the least number of turns, and that will probably give me bandwidth up in the band also. All right, Let's see here. Yeah, we can go up. Work on AM with the Ranger. Oh yeah, it'll go up to 39, and it'll go down to 36 something. So this might be a really good compromise. So I'll look at the capacitor, and it's set on about 33, 34, and the coil. We'll count the taps here. We're at starting at the end. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to number 8. So set the LA to clip on 8 for sideband, and we set on 14 for CW, and just a slight tweaking of the capacitor. And all I do is record these numbers, and when I want to go back down to CW later, I'll just come out here and set the capacitor in the alligator clip, and we'll be set for CW. And if I want to go to sideband, I just do what I have now. Turn number 8 and set the cap on about 34. And as you can see, when I was tuning it, it's not real sharp. If I miss it by 1 or 2 digits here, it doesn't make any difference. We're close enough. Okay, so now I am now in 80 meters.